Welcome back to Bears News Fan Report, where we bring you the latest and most exciting sports news every single day. Today, we've got a saga so tantalizing, it's already circulating from the south side of Chicago to the Bay Area and back again. George Kittle, the San Francisco 49ers Pro Bowl tight end and noted Bears fan, was reportedly shopped around at this year's draft. Come along as we peel back the layers on how this rumor took hold, why the Bears were uniquely positioned to pounce, and what it would have meant for a Ben Johnson-helmed offense primed for takeoff. And stick with me, because at the end, we'll reveal the final twist, and you might just feel the sting of what could have been. Let's rewind to draft week. The 49ers held a mini-camp in late April, but one star player was conspicuously absent: George Kittle. In a league where top players rarely skip team functions, even during contract negotiations, alarm bells rang. Whisper campaigns ignited on social media. A holdout? A trade request? Observers noted that Kittle's previous extension ran through 2025, with significant cap hits looming. Just as the rumor mill churned, The Athletic's Diana Rossini dropped a bombshell. Several teams approached San Francisco about trading for Kittle, and one was allegedly willing to offer a second-round pick. Now, take a deep breath and consider the variables. First, the Bears entered the draft with 2 second-round selections. Second, they were in desperate need of an explosive, reliable tight end, someone who could handle both seam routes and downhill blocking in Ben Johnson's offense. Third, George Kittle not only fits that mold phenomenally well, he admitted long ago that he's a lifelong Bears fan. Could polls have made the call? Could the front office really have dangled pick number 43 or number 44 in exchange for Kittle's services? And if so, how would that transaction have reshaped Chicago's roster and its destiny? Imagine the scene in Halas Hall's war room late one night. The brass have already spent countless hours scouting the Michigan prospect who went 10th overall, planning to leverage Colston Loveland in 2 TE sets. They've also eyed wideout Luther Burden III in round 2 for his YAC magic. But now, on a glowing laptop screen, sits George Kittle's tape. 1,125 yards and 6 touchdowns on 90 targets last season, 83% catch rate in 2023, a top 3 rank among tight ends in yards after catch, and all packaged in a 6'4", 250-pound frame capable of steamrolling linebackers. Could a single trade down for a second-round pick have been enough to secure him? Some sources say it was seriously on the table. Let's dig deeper. In 2024, Kittle averaged 12.5 yards per reception, led his position group with 24 first down conversions, and posted a run-blocking grade over 80, according to PFF. He's the rare dual-threat tight end who can crack a blitz, seal an edge, then pivot and find daylight in the middle of the field. Compare that to Cole Kmet, who last season averaged just 6.8 yards per target and 4 touchdowns on 64 receptions. Solid numbers, yes, but nowhere near Kittle's explosive ceiling. Add in the fact that Kittle thrives in RPO sections, leaks, on peak packages, and has quarterback rapport that elevates every offense he joins, and you see why this potential move had so many mouths watering. Now, consider the Bears' needs. Caleb Williams, in year 2 on his rookie deal, needs a security blanket, not just for comfort, but to help quicken reads and elevate his freshman struggles. Joe Thuney and the newly fortified O-line need a tight end, who can double as a tackle in pass pro, giving the quarterback 2 strings on his bow. And with defensive coordinators across the NFC North preparing for rapid-fire play action, Chicago needed a focal point to keep safeties honest and linebackers honest. Someone to force 2 deep shells. Kittle checks every box and then some. Could adding him have catapulted the Bears from playoff hopeful to Super Bowl contender? The calculations on Vegas odds would have shifted overnight. By now, you might be thinking, Surely a trade like that would break the bank. But remember, Kittle has 1 year left on his existing deal, making him a 1-year rental with no long-term cap commitment until 2026. Dak Prescott and Davante Adams proved last year that such rentals, if high impact, are worth every penny. And calculate this: a potential $16 million cap hit for 2025, offset by the rookie contract savings of 2 mid-round picks. It becomes less of an overpay and more of a strategic in-season investment. Some front office analysts whispered that Poles' model values these high-upside rentals, especially when paired with a quarterback on an affordable rookie contract. Could that be why Chicago inquired? Suspense building? Good, because we haven't even mentioned the cultural impact. Kittle, a vocal bleeding orange and navy fanatic, has professed his love for the Bears since childhood. His Instagram is peppered with Soldier Field memories, and he once said he'd die happy if he could play in Chicago one day. Imagine the scene of his introductory press conference at Halas Hall, a sold-out crowd chanting, "Kittle, Kittle," from the Lake Michigan breeze off Ohio Street. Could signing him have been the ultimate marketing coup, garnering national attention, selling jerseys, and firing up a fan base so hungry for hope? It's not just about yards and touchdowns. It's about the intangible electric jolt he brings. By this point, my voice is hoarse from hype, so let's pause for a classic mid-video check-in. If you're as fired up about this potential blockbuster as we are, smash that like button, subscribe to Bears News Fan Report, and ring that notification bell so you don't miss the aftermath when this rumor either explodes into reality or crashes into the almost had it graveyard. And trust. You'll want that alert when we break down the post-transaction analysis. But here's the twist. None of it came to pass. As the draft hype settled, it was revealed by the 49ers themselves that George Kittle had agreed to a 4-year, $76.4 million extension with San Francisco, locking him up through 2029. The headlines confirmed it. No trade, no mid-season. Arrival. No Soldier Field heroics for Kittle in 2025. Instead, he'll remain a cornerstone of Kyle Shanahan's offense, signing on the dotted line just as the Bears pivoted entirely toward their newly minted draft class. For Chicago, it was a near miss of epic proportions. So, what do you make of all this? But what do you think about the Bears exploring a deal for George Kittle and ultimately missing out? Would you have spent that second-round pick, or would you rather see the team invest in youth, as they did with Loveland and Burden III? I'm torn. There's a part of me that aches at the thought of Kittle lining up across from the Bears on Thanksgiving, a lifelong fan-turned-adversary. But there's also that optimistic spark. What if this near trade lit a fire under Poles and Johnson to double down even harder on their draft strategy? I can't wait to read your thoughts in the comments below. If this ride through rumor and reality energized you, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to Bears News Fan Report, and turn on that notification bell, because this organization's off-season story is far from over. Thanks for watching, everyone. Whether Kittle signs on in navy and orange or not, you know we'll be monitoring every twist. Bear down.